the rhino has been called a metaphor for Mother Nature, that what we're doing to rhinos is essentially what we're doing to the planet. There's, of course, an opposing stance. Why does this really matter with everything else going on in the world, all the causes that demand our attention? Can you talk about what we lose when we lose wild things?
It's a clever tinkerer who keeps the parts, and we've been terrible about keeping the parts. In the case of Central Africa right now, in the past few years, we've lost more than half of Central Africa's elephants. But if you look at the elephant's role in the ecosystem, all those forests, those hardwood trees, they depend on elephants for the next generation. Those seeds from those trees need to pass through elephants in order to germinate. Elephants are the engineers of forests, and if you wipe out all of Central Africa's elephants, eventually you lose the forest. The forests of the Congo Basin and the forests of the Amazon are literally the lungs of the earth. They control global hydrological cycles and global climate cycles.
It's a domino effect, essentially.
Absolutely, yeah, and that's not an exaggeration.
Yeah. What are your words of wisdom about that? Like, what actually can individuals do about this particular problem we're talking about?
We have to get better about taking the whole calculus in our economic decision. And I remember this morning when Katie Kirk was talking about, thinking about what's valuable before you think about what's profitable. These systems, coral reefs, savannas, forests, have real values in terms of the provision of fresh water, the provision of food. We are all on this big airplane together, and we can't keep popping rivets.
Right.
Eventually, we're going to go down. And we are essentially borrowing the future from our children right now. We are basically living off of nature's capital instead of living off the interest we should be generating.